Well, while you're doing that, I'm not a public speaker. I'm just a mom. I'm going to be your emotional speaker for the day. I joined the Club of Bereaved Parents 3 years ago. It wasn't one I wanted to join. So what I'm going to do is just to give you a segue into how I got where I'm at. I'm going to tell you my story. As most of us in here, we all have layers. And there's many layers to my stories. I'm just going to peel back one, and then I'll segue into Samantha Funding the Arts. And I had to write it down because, like I said, it's emotional, so I'm afraid I'll get off track if I don't read it to you.
We love emotion.
Thank you. The last time I saw my daughter Samantha, she was 21 years old, was on December 7th, 2012. She was twirling around on our deck, modeling her outfit for her upcoming Christmas party. On December 9th, somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m., I was awoken by the phone ringing. Parents' worst nightmare. On the other end of the phone line was my daughter's fiance's mom. She had just found out that the kids had been in an accident, and all she knew was that they were being transported to the hospital. She also worked with my daughter and had been at the same party that night. The kids had decided to go out with some friends after the party to a local pub. My last text to Sam was, "If you need a ride home, please call me." She answered, "It's okay, Mom, we have a designated driver already lined up." According to their friends that were with them that night, Sam was having a great time, dancing with her friends. Sam and her fiance were both drinking, they were of age. At some point during the night, Samantha and her fiance did get into an argument and he wanted to leave. He insisted on driving. Friends and witnesses say they tried to stop him, and they also have said that an argument ensued between him and Samantha as they both got into the car. They sped off into a thick fog, heavy rain, and on a dark, winding country road at a high rate of speed. Concerned friends tried to call their cell phones to stop them, but neither would answer. The friends jumped into their car to try to catch up to them and try to stop them. They frantically were calling their cell phones. It wasn't long before they came upon the accident scene. Sam did not have her seatbelt on and was ejected from the car and laying on the side of the road unconscious. Her fiancé was standing outside of the car. Their friends called 911, and one of them held Sam in his arms on the side of the road. As my husband, Charlie, he was Sam's stepdad, and I sped to the hospital, we were in full panic and fear. Like I said, it's every parent's worst nightmare to get that call in the middle of the night, and that was happening to us. And we had no idea what to expect when we got there. So we prayed, "God, please don't let it be bad. Please let the kids be okay." I just kept praying the same prayer over and over all the way to the hospital. I can remember my whole body shaking like it's doing now, from the inside out to the tips of my fingers, and I couldn't get my breath. We live in a small town, Gary County, and our three kids, our church and community activities, we know a lot of people. When we got to the hospital and told them who we were, the ER doors flew open and out came one of the ladies from the rescue squad that had been on the ambulance that night. She was a friend of Sam's mom, and as soon as I saw her face, I knew it was bad. She didn't have to say a word. I saw it in her eyes and I lost it right there. They ushered us quickly into a private room where we found Sam's fiance's parents and the three friends that were there at the accident. The look of fear in all of their eyes told me it was bad, but no one said a word. They didn't have to. The night is still somewhat foggy in my mind, but I remember them telling me that Sam was here at the hospital and her fiance had been taken away to jail for a DWI. Not long after, the ER doctor came and told us that Sam had a lacerated liver and needed to be transported immediately to Ruby in Morgantown. Because of the rain and thick fog, they were not able to fly her out by helicopter, and they were prepping her for transport by ambulance and needed to move quickly. They let us go in to see her for a short time. By this time, the shaking was worse, and I still kept thinking, this couldn't be happening to me. As I approached the ER exam room where Sam was, I just remember seeing fear in everyone's eyes. Of course, I knew some of the nurses in the room, small town. One of them was one of Sam's good friends. And I just looked in her eyes and just saw the fear and the emotion. My husband was holding me up as we approached Sam's bedside. We didn't have much time. She had a tube in her mouth and her head was strapped down. She was not conscious, but her eyes were wide open. Those big, beautiful green eyes staring at me. I was afraid to touch her. I got as close as I could and told her how much I loved her and pleaded with her to hang on and fight for her life. On the hour drive to Morgantown, Charlie and I cried out to God, please save our daughter. Please don't let her die. Let her make it to Morgantown where they can help her. When we arrived and told them who we were ushered into another waiting room. Shortly after we sat down, a man approached us and introduced himself as the hospital clergy. I'm a Christian and I believe in prayer, but I did not want to see that guy that night. I knew when they send the clergy in, it's bad. He sat down and prayed with us. I had a friend there who followed us, my friend Heather, and we just sat there and clung together as he prayed. At some point, I called my pastor and my parents, and they were all praying too. I'm not sure when it hit me, but as we sat in that waiting room, I remembered a time not long before this day that I had been in deep prayer, and God had told me I was going to need strength. At that time, I thought the strength was going to be for another situation, another layer. I had a brother who's addicted, an addict, and also addicted to heroin, and I knew he was close to death. And I thought God meant that I was going to have to prepare for that death. Little did I know, it was for my own daughter. I don't remember how long we waited in the waiting room. I just remember that I was pacing when the door opened and the clergyman walked back into the waiting room. All I saw was his eyes, and I knew without him saying a word that Sam was gone. I ran from him screaming, a blood-curdling scream, and collapsed in a corner. Charlie and Heather and the clergyman came to me trying to coax me out of the corner and to try to get me to stop screaming. They were all crying too, but they were focused on me. I knew if I came out of that corner, it was real. They finally coaxed me out of the corner, and the next thing I know, we're walking down a long, sterile, cold hallway to see Sam. I don't remember much about that. Next thing I know, we were ushered into another little room, and we were in shock. I started to think, how are we going to tell all the people that love Sam that she's gone? Her sister and brother were at home with a friend waiting for the news, thinking she was coming home. Her beloved grandparents were waiting by the phone. This would be the second grandchild they would lose. I had a nephew that drowned 10 years prior. How are we going to tell her fiance and his parents she was gone? As the dark night lifted and the light of day shone through, people started coming through our doors. Family, friends, neighbors, and strangers came by with food, called, posted messages on Facebook. A lot of them telling us they were praying for us. Like I said, I was raised a Christian with a strong faith, and I believed in prayer. But I never really knew the power of prayer until I experienced this tragedy. It would be many months, maybe a year or so after Sam's death, before I really comprehended the power of prayer and community. I'm going to stop there. We got this incredible strength from our community. About a month after Sam passed away, and I don't know if any of you experienced a tragedy or a death, and people don't know how to approach it. You see them in Walmart running away from you. And I understand that because I was that person. I didn't know what to say to somebody. Lisa's my neighbor. I mean, she had the same similar tragedy happen. I know. That's my phone ringing. Oh. I know what that's like, to not know what to say. But this community, and the phone call I got was, many of you know, Bill Weisgerber. He had established a golf tournament. He came up with this idea he wanted to establish a golf tournament to raise money for a nonprofit. And at the time, this was the year before. So he just picked a nonprofit. He called up Brian Bull, Crystal Bull with Landis Library, and said, hey, I'm going to raise some money. I want to have a golf tournament. You want me to, can I give you the money? And they said yes, of course. So when he heard about our tragedy, he knew us. We weren't really close or anything, but he knew us from the community and the kids. My daughter went to school with his daughter. The same night as Samantha passed away, Andy Woods, there's another family that went to, Tom Woods was the principal of Samantha's school. His son was 30 years old. I think it's 30, I might be wrong on the age. Died the same night in a separate accident. They live in Oakland, we live in Swanton. Just devastated our community losing these two young people. So he called them and us and said, do you want in on this? Do you want to do something in memory of your children? And Samantha's fiance had already asked us if he could start Samantha Funding the Arts. They were both artists, Samantha and Bryson. Loved the arts, had a great passion, and were inspired by their teachers at school. So we said, sure, Bryson, go for it. You know, and especially if it helps you. So Bryson was making hemp bracelets, selling them at like $2 a piece, trying to raise money. You know, and it was going to take a long time selling hemp bracelets to get enough money to really do something. So we had the idea in the back of our heads that we were going to jump in with him and get something else going, but we didn't know what. So, like I said, a month later, Bill Weisgerber called and said, hey, you know, do you want in? Well, sure. You know, we didn't know what was involved or anything about fundraising, but yeah, let's do it. Just amazing where it went from there. Bryson did go to jail, so he turned over the fund to us to take care of. And that first year, we raised $100,000 at a little golf tournament in Oakland, Maryland, and it was just awesome. It's just, you know, I think back to answered prayer, and I believe God brought those three families together to heal. And He brought the community in to surround us. You wouldn't believe the love and support we've gotten since that day. I mean, you might believe it. You should believe it. It's awesome. So, like I said, my many layers are grief and pain and hope and love and community and grace and giving. This community and the love and giving from this community that's come forth is just, that's why I'm standing here today and able to tell my story. And I believe some people get so engulfed with the grief and where they are in that grief and can't see any hope, that they get stuck. And you know, that's something I would like to eventually help with somehow. I'm trying to figure that path out. But my message is that through something like Samantha Funding the Arts, doing something positive and in her memory, and it's a good thing. It's a healing thing. So we chose art because Samantha had a passion for the art. And in the last 3 years, we have given away $45,000 to the schools, anywhere from paints to a kiln, to trips to art museums in Pittsburgh. We funded Northern High School Band to go to Disney to march in the Disney parade. So anything that had to do with the arts, music, drama, it's just been awesome. And every time we're able to hand a check, it just fills us with this awesome joy. So I don't know what my time span is.
We need to wrap up, so we're
Yeah.
going to see the video.
The video will work. So thank you.
Let's see.
Hopefully.
Wait a minute, you got it?
Volume.
At Southern High in Garrett County, students perform in the Heights. Theater thrives at Southern, largely because of a group called Samantha Funding the Arts.
It takes everyone to just play a small role.
June McClosky leads the group, and students at Southern love her for her grit.
It doesn't have to be a foundation like Samantha's. It could be just volunteering.
Dag nabbit, Comcast is on my list. So, and being on my list is not where you want to be. Oh
Okay,
well.
well, we saw part of it.
We tried. We can go
share
see it
this
at
on our
home.
Facebook page. You guys can see the entire video. But it's really amazing what June has managed to do and how through grief she has just spread all this joy.
The channel on YouTube is MSDE TV.
Or just that title, HEMA 2050.
Yeah, but the channel is MSDE TV in Dix.
Can you post it on our Facebook?
Right, I'll post it on the
Yeah,
Facebook page.
if we can ever get a network together.
Yeah, we have a Facebook.
There's a Samantha Funding the Arts Facebook page, so that you also might want to like that when you have some kind of reception.
Thank you.